My name is Adi, and I'm here doing showers.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Josh, are you ready?
Yes.
Audience, are you ready? All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, showers. Adi Alsaid.
Okay, this is embarrassing. I said showers. Deeply, deeply embarrassing. Of course, it's showers versus flowers. The other way didn't even roll off the tongue. Not showers, like I originally thought. Not showers versus flowers. That's not even the expression. A D. Showers. Okay, this piece might land a little differently, I guess, but maybe give it time to grow on you. Don't worry, you don't have to groan at me for 7 minutes. That was a bit. Very convincing, I'm sure. I thought about committing to it for longer than I care to admit, and knowing Right Club audiences, 7 minutes of dick jokes probably would have secured me the loving cup of deathless fucking glory. But alas, I couldn't rise to the occasion. That one's for you. Let's talk about showers. I do this thing when I'm done showering. I grab my towel and bring it into the shower with me, sliding the door, the curtain shut, because at some point in school, a teacher told me condensation makes the air warmer in the shower than the colder bathroom air outside. And I've never forgotten that. Or I made it up and have told myself that story so many times and now it feels true. Brains are weird. For as long as I can remember, once I have wrapped the towel around myself in the shower, I start gently biting on the towel's threads and let my mind wander. Though that's an overly romantic term, my mind usually just goes to the same 5 or 6 locations: food, bad dick jokes, errands, or the tedious, crushing weight of responsibilities, convoluted analogies, story ideas of which one subset is off-genre sequels no one asked for to movies that should be left alone. Example, Truman Show 2, a courtroom drama where Truman Show is suing Ed Harris's studio for emotional damages. Sometimes when I'm biting, I pull on the threads, unraveling the towel the slightest bit. Not on purpose, it's a tic of sorts, a habit implanted long ago. I wonder if this habit began around the time when I may or may not have heard about condensation warming the inside of the shower, giving me more idle time to let thoughts in. Or maybe in high school, lazy and letting the towel do the work of drying while I thought about a crush, or a fresh unfortunate spattering of acne, or how quickly I could get dressed in order to eat again, or masturbate again, 2 of my most crucial activities at age 16. Sometimes I had snippets of stories floating around in my brain, and I pursued them the way one does a butterfly, with clumsy awe and tenderness and almost no success. Mostly, I considered the strangeness of the world I was growing up in and how hungry I was. Not for the world, for food itself. Sometimes, though, I would get what I have only recently taken to calling the dread. It's not a panic attack, just a temporary and intensive focus on my own mortality. Congrats to my friends who called the fact that this would be about death. One such moment was instigating by seeing the length of my shin in a mirror and suddenly becoming so aware that I am housed in a body, one which I know one day will be gone. I can almost conjure the sense of oblivion, and it is like watching my atoms float away on the wind like bubbles. I have this mad desire to reach out and capture the bubbles and shove them back in the bottle, as if that's achievable. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's fairly healthy that this happens to me. For one, it provides plenty of fodder for my Right Club performances, which I keep telling myself don't have to be about death or dick jokes, but here we are again. I don't love the dread in the moment, but I think I'm a happier person for it, better equipped to handle whatever comes my way that isn't, death itself. I know how to control the dread these days. I learned long ago, thankfully, and maybe that's why it comes less often these days. And if at the start of this performance, which was about showers and growers, you guessed that I would use the phrase comes less often these days, congrats. Your math was wrong, but you arrived at the right answer. The trick to establishing boundaries with the overbearing relative that is the dread is to think of your thoughts as threads on a towel, and the dread is just one of them. Biting the threads is fine, natural, almost encouraged. Okay, it's not natural, it's kind of weird. The towel thing, not natural, but it's still fine. You just have to learn to not unravel the thread, or to unravel it with a sense of control. Bite and pull at the thread to the point of satisfaction, but not so much that you will be left towelless. By all means, chew, just don't use your fangs. Now, that is nothing new if you've been to therapy or watched a television show written by writers who went to therapy, or perhaps just from the general modern zeitgeist we're in, where we've reached enough people that have gone to therapy, and now we've passed a sort of therapy tipping point, and now those of us who get our therapy from film and literature, self-expression in a room full of mostly strangers and some friends, hello, get to reap the benefits without having to call insurance 100 times to find an in-network provider in our area. Rather than trying to put the bubbles back in the bottle, you have some options. You can recall those acne-spattered high school days and those self-indulgent, incredibly water-wasteful 20-minute showers, the pink scuffed boombox you'd bring into the bathroom to listen to Bright Eyes or the Garden State soundtrack, choices which basically guaranteed thoughts about mortality or eventually naming a feeling the dread. Chase that thread and remember the bulky binder full of mixed CDs that you used to have that you'd have to use to keep the boombox's busted CD reader shut. One of which was a compilation of just Irish punk songs that you played almost daily in your sophomore art class because no one else ever remembered to bring music. Until the teacher faced almost certain mutiny if the class was subjected to one more goddamn flogging Molly song. Follow the tangents of memory, marveling at the brain's capacity to conjure up the past, or the future too, fantasize. Come up with a rom-com Saving Private Ryan too, I don't know. You don't have to be a teen to taking a 20-minute shower to make the future, the past, the present bend to your will. I suppose most brains, I'd venture, are not in the end, to my joke's chagrin, showers. They do not instantly reveal the worth, are not simply the first dreadful thread your teeth land on. Our brains are primitive beings struggling to grapple with mortality, but they are in fact growers. Enormous, luxurious 5-star hotel towels with a nearly infinite spread. I'm just gonna get to the end of it. Deathless, cup of glory, my ass.